Yes, the tweets are outrageous. What's going on, guys? I just want to give a little clarity to what happened in the spaces tonight because I was there, and I think the timeline is going to make some sense to the things that happened. So there was a spaces held with I believe, a reporter that works in Chicago and works with the Chicago Sky and have been in attendance for the training camp this week. And so a lot of people were in there asking a lot of good questions and getting some really good feedback and answers. She gave small stuff like Coach Tyler said that nobody's getting cut before the preseason games. Just intricate stuff that fans want to know that we don't have access to ask, but she was there and got all those answers for us. So it was a great space. The energy was good. Vibes are going great. You could tell everybody was getting to know this guest. And then we were heading into halftime, and the guest made a comment that said, hey, somebody right now in real time is tweeting out old things that I said when I was between the ages like 13 to 15. And the energy in the room was like, okay, we were all 13 to 15, so I'm sure it's not that bad. One second. You might have been raised a certain way, and at the age of 14, you haven't been exposed to the other side of thinking or things like that. So those are literally the energy people was giving the guests. Like, we're honestly not thinking it's going to be this crazy or anything bad. It's just like, for all we know, she could have said, I ran over a dog in a tweet or something like that. I don't think a lot of people were thinking it was going to be super extreme. So people were still supportive. Like, yo, if you were a child, children do children things. We were all running around school saying crazy things and weird rumors, whatever you said. I'm sure, it was just you being a child. And that was her sentiment was like, I'm not that person. I was a kid. I'm an adult now. I've been through life. I understand things differently. So when somebody approaches a situation like that, you tend to think like, okay, I can receive that. You gave some context to why you tweeted whatever this tweet is going to say when we see it. And so that was the environment in the room going into the halftime. And right when we went into halftime, a user tweeted out, and I don't have the exact tweet in front of me, but it was something along the lines of, why do people go and find old tweets from journalists about things they said when they were a teenager? Something along the lines of that. And again, I want to make it clear that person did not see the tweet. We were in the spaces, and if we're not following this user that's retweeting, how are we even going to see this? You get what I'm saying? So we, people in the spaces, had no idea what these tweets were going to read. But during the quick halftime, I remember seeing that person tweet that out because I do follow that person. And I was like, yeah, I see where you're coming from. Again, we're not thinking this is going to be something extreme. We're thinking it's going to be something a 15-year-old girl would say. And so when her saying that and her getting the context from the guest, you were kind of feeling like, okay, it's going to be something that's not going to be a big deal. So again, we had not seen any of those tweets from the guest. So, the spaces resumes, everybody goes in spaces, yada, 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 right? And so coming out, now there's this big uproar, this big backlash, and people are going through her pages, Facebook's, all these things. But that's, again, I'm not excusing anything the person said. What the stuff she said was out of pocket. It crossed lines even for a 15-year-old, somebody that should know a little bit better, right? So I'm not excusing what the person said. And that's not the point of my video, is to even bash this person more. It's more so to say these people that were texting or were tweeting in real time that had not seen it yet, but just were supporting based upon what was said in the spaces, they shouldn't be getting attacked like this. This is ridiculous. And that's more so my point. Like I said, what the guest said was out of line, out of pocket. But it's almost like the person that tweeted in support without seeing the horrendous tweets is getting the same type of backlash. And that's the angle I'm coming from, is where, hey, let's lay off that person. Again, I'm giving you real time. I was there. We're going into a halftime, getting this information without seeing the tweet. And if you take this moment out of it, it makes sense for somebody to feel like, yo, these people are journalists. They're involved in the sport we love. Why are people going back to try to find something because this person is leveling up? So let me go find something to bring them back down. And in my personal opinion, is based upon whether you like that team or not, because we've seen it happen with another person last season. And so that person in general had a great point of like, well, let's not attack these reporters that are in the field that we love, reporting on the game that we love. Now we're looking for a reason for them to not be around. And so without the context of what these messages were going to say, I think the point is pretty valid, right? And so that really, I could keep going, and I'm tired because it's like 1 a.m. But my focus was to give a little bit of a timeline. It's for also for that person that tweeted out that supportive message before all this stuff got revealed. I'm just hoping you have peace, and you got somebody that's willing to back you up on it and say, we had not seen those messages when she tweeted or he tweeted that supportive tweet out. I was there. I seen it right when it was tweeted out. There is a screenshot of it that says 12 minutes, but that screenshot is coming from the person that was retweeting all the old tweets. So they were looking for a reaction. They were looking for somebody to say something so they could say, look at this fan base is doing this, that. And again, I was there. You can't say that this lady or this man that was sent out that supportive message had seen your retweet if they don't follow you. If they don't follow you, they don't know that. They don't know where to find your retweet of the guest's old tweet, if that makes sense. So we can't assume that that person had seen it before. And so I just wanted, like I said, I was giving a timeline and some support to that person because you don't know what they're going through. I know we're in the space of talking about a sport, and it's basically who could be the biggest bully at the right time is where a lot of people are with this. And that's fine. That's all fair and game. We're on Twitter. We all know that's happening. But sometimes it's like, hey, we're kind of crossing some lines. And especially when you're setting people up. And if you don't know the context, you don't know if the person had seen those tweets. And the person that's doing this did know that, because how would that person have seen the tweets? They were in the spaces. All this was happening in real time. I understand, like I said, right now where the WNBA Twitter sphere is a lot of back and forth, a lot of bullying. Who can get the one up? Who can do that? We're seeing the teams now throw jabs. I remember when the original schedules came out, there was all these clickbaity videos from the actual organizations. And I know a team just put out a T-shirt that was rubbing it in at everybody's face, and that's where the league is at. But sometimes we got to realize some people are actual people behind these accounts. So yes, the special guest, what they tweeted was absolutely wrong, but you don't know where that person that was supportive, where their mindset was, and what information they had taken in. I'm tired. What information they had at that moment. And like I said, it's a lot of real people that are just really supporting, and they're riding for their team like any other sports people do. But this isn't something for somebody to get canceled on because they didn't know the exact details. But the theory of let's stop attacking our reporters, and we've seen people lose jobs. We've seen kind of things happening. And if it's happening because of the fans, that's something we can control, and we can kind of stay in our place and be fans, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm AJ. I'm really, really sleepy, but I wanted to get that out before everything goes too crazy online. Y'all have a good night. I'm going to bed.